what role do images play in your live shows? Is that
basically every track we play has a short film, and each short film is edited live by a VJ that we have right next to us, like to show that he's one of the musicians or he's part of it. And every time he edits it, obviously it's different because his timing changes, and sometimes he can put clips and sections of the short film that weren't in the previous night, just so that it's always a different experience. And it also always has a bit of human error, you know, because he won't sometimes hit the right thing. Sometimes the drummer plays slightly at different timings, and you know, we're all humans, I guess. So the interesting part, especially for a live show, is the idea of it going really amazingly well, or the idea of it falling off the edge of a cliff. I think that's why people go to see gigs. Otherwise, they can just get the album off Pirate Bay.
Have you had such experiences?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we've had nightmare moments and we've had incredible moments. But I think if it was just a case of us going on a stage and waving at the audience and pressing play on an iPod, then it would always be one-dimensional. But it's the threat of it falling off the edge of the world that's exciting.
What have been the biggest problems you encountered? Because there's a lot of technical stuff involved.
Oh God. Yeah, there's loads of. I mean, you can have loads of problems with that stuff. You can be, you know, supposedly liberated by technology and then be a complete slave to a USB cable. But you can, you know, there's been nightmare moments, obviously, with everything. Same with any technology. It sometimes doesn't work.
Do you have an example, a concrete example?
Yeah, we had actually. We had a show where we arrived and we have like some stuff on stage where samples are being triggered, and it's really important that a human being is hitting something that's triggering electronic sounds, because then there's, like I talked about, that irregularity, that it's never going to be the same, because we don't want to just have it all on that iPod or whatever. So you have a drummer that's hitting a pad and all of a sudden it just wouldn't work. So a whole chunk of the song just disappeared and nothing made any sense, so we had to drop the song. But there's worse ones, like when we, I don't know if you know, I don't know if I should name the band, but when we were in Rennes in France, we all met up with the other bands afterwards and we were exchanging like war stories of technological failures. And one guy was like, oh, we had a really bad gig just now, it was 2 a.m, it was in Rennes in front of 2,000 people, a massive aircraft hangar, and then people were like going absolutely nuts. And they described it as they took a pint of water to their laptop. So someone just went and threw a pint and it just went all over this MacBook or whatever and frazzled it.
The trick is to cover up your mistakes, perhaps.
Yeah, the trick is...
People won't notice.
The trick, yeah, people won't notice. Well, the trick is to embrace that, you know. That's what people come to shows for. They don't know if it's going to go badly. They don't know if there's going to be a fight. They don't know. That's the reason people have always gone to see bands, is because you don't know.
How do you make a collective like your own profitable? How does that
work?
Well,
I mean, at the moment, it's less about how profitable it is, and it's more about how pointless it is to try and get a proper job. Like, everyone in my band, we kind of like, maybe once you could have said, I'll start working in an office, and then I'll do that for 2 years, and then I'll get paid, but now there's like no security, there's nothing. You can go and work in a supermarket or in a pub and get tiny scraps of money, and there's no point in working in an office or anything like that, and there's this massive recession. So being able to do music videos and remixes and, you know, being able to tour is just a good way of not having to, you know, we can buy equipment and we can pay people who like do our sound, and we can buy more cameras and guitars and things and pay our rent and eat some food.
It hasn't been a problem to make ends meet.
No. And it's just it's quite cheap to run, really. It's not like we don't have cars and houses and gold watches and big necklaces. We just have, you know, a modest shopping bag full of food and some laptops.